Hello and welcome. Today we're here to review Peter Rabbit.
Sorry.
um, and we we were not looking forward to this one
No.
at
Yeah.
all.
It's courtesy of Sony.
Yeah, everybody hated the advertising on the internet, right?
As far as I can tell. I mean, sure, it looked like something the kids would enjoy, but I thought it looked horrendous from the trailers.
Yeah.
Especially comparing it to the source material. And especially now after seeing something like Paddington 2, that made it look even worse. So we went in with the lowest of expectations. And it at least exceeded those expectations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which may or may not be saying a whole lot. But, so yeah. This version of Peter Rabbit, 2018's Peter Rabbit, that, it really feels like just a product of its time, just filled with modern pop songs. I mean, we're talking every 5 minutes there's a pop song. That felt really overbearing for me. Just there were a handful of songs that I thought fit the mood of what it should have been, but yeah, in 2018's Peter Rabbit, just he's a mischievous little twerp, essentially. That he's stealing vegetables from Mr. McGregor's garden like he does in the books. I mean, I vaguely remember the overall story of Peter Rabbit, just one of those you'd hear all the time in school and stuff like that. But and this one, just he's got to pull stunts like, oh, you see old Mr. McGregor bent over in his garden, and oh, what does Peter Rabbit want to do? Well, he wants to go over and stick a carrot in the man's butt crack. Perfect. Yeah. Beatrix Potter would be proud. Just stuff like that, where it's, oh boy, why are we doing that now? But yeah, so stealing vegetables like we know the character would, but then in a very awkward manner, old Mr. McGregor has a heart attack when he's in the middle of strangling Peter Rabbit and dies. And so, yeah, Peter Rabbit's just, oh, look, I killed him, so let's take over his house, guys, let's party. And so all of the animals are partying in his house.
For kids.
Yep, for kids. Good lessons. Kids. You kill a guy, you inherit his belongings, I guess.
Yep.
The morals of 2018's Peter Rabbit. But, so, yeah. Then, so the old man, Mr. McGregor, is out of the picture, and it focuses on his great-nephew, Thomas McGregor, played by Donald Gleason. And he's I was getting Smurfs flashbacks that, he's, instead of something like an ad executive, he's pretty darn close. He's a manager at a toy store, except he's so enjoyable in this role. Like, the setup sounds just boring. Just, oh, he's a manager of a toy store. He wants to sell the farm that he inherited from his uncle to make his own toy store because he got fired from his old job, or he quit. No, he Yeah, I'm starting to forget he did get fired because he missed his promotion. He got upset and trashed the toy store, and then he got fired. But yeah,
That's how it works.
So now he wants revenge on the toy store and wants his own toy store, and just yeah. On the one hand, you have Peter Rabbit, voiced by James Corden, and I was starting to become less and less of a fan of James Corden going into the movie, especially after things like the Emoji Movie, where he was really grating in that. And by some twist of irony, Peter Rabbit, is the worst thing in this movie for me.
Yeah, just he felt so lazily thrown in there.
Just they try so hard to make him hip and cool and dancing all the time, and he's just a rebel. And so he just got on my nerves really quick, and they try so hard to make you feel sorry for him and giving him an emotional backstory about what happened to his parents, and it almost works. I'm like, okay, you're getting me. I'm so close to actually caring for this character, and then James Corden says something rad and hip and cool for the kids, and it's gone. But yeah, for everything Peter Rabbit would do, then you'd have Donald Gleason, and he was just such a joy to watch. He was perfect. He was just what this movie needed to save it. That if he wasn't in there, I would have been just skip it. Just it would be harmless enough for kids if you don't mind giving your kids lessons like it's okay to kill farmers if you want to steal their food, and it's okay to play with explosives apparently. But yeah, thankfully he's there, and just Donald Gleason plays this part. Just he's having so much fun with it. He knows the kind of movie it is, and he's just giving it his all. And he has the best lines too. That helps a lot. But he just brings an extra dimension to it.
It seemed like all of his stuff was written differently than the rest of the movie, so there's like these two conflicting styles of jokes.
It really felt like two movies kind of meshed together, and sometimes they can go together all right, and most of the time it doesn't work. But
As if this movie more focused on the higher quality jokes surrounding Donald Gleason, it would have been more like Paddington's crazy cousin, almost like.
Yeah, just a little nuttier than Paddington. Just
pretty nutty.
But yeah, just the animation, I was surprised that I was actually fairly impressed by it. From the trailers, I didn't think much of it. I thought the design of the rabbit seemed really kind of uncanny, just sort of real but not. But it worked a lot better in the movie. I thought that yeah, they did look fairly lifelike, and on top of Peter Rabbit, then his I was surprised how much of the movie his sisters were in.
They did get a lot.
From the trailers, I thought they were just going to have like 5 minutes of the movie and pop in here and there, but they were there almost through the entire thing. And yeah, most of their jokes really seem to be undercut by then after they'd say something where I'm about to chuckle, then Peter Rabbit would jump in and kind of ruin it. And yeah, I'm just surprised of the talent they were able to rope into this movie, like the three sisters. Daisy Ridley from Star Wars, Margot Robbie, who just got an Oscar nomination, and Elizabeth Debicki, who's been in a bunch of stuff. And I thought it was weird, though. I'm familiar with all three of these actresses, and I could never tell the sisters apart. They all sounded the same to me. I wouldn't have been surprised to find out later that they were all voiced by the same character. And one of them is narrating through the whole story, which I didn't think that worked a whole lot. That trying to be funny and clever with it, and it usually fell flat. But yeah, I thought their voice work was fairly entertaining, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so. But yeah, this movie just, it rides that line between getting really close to like the cleverness of something like Paddington and the heart levels of Paddington, and then you'll have dynamite wars with the rabbits.
And
there are so many explosions in this movie, this film adaptation of Peter Rabbit. How did that happen?
and like Home Alone style electrocutions and stuff.
Yeah.
More like. Yeah, more like Home Alone 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking.
We were this close to getting a scene of Donald Gleason getting ran in the head with a brick 5 times over. It's
Instead,
just-
they get his hand caught in multiple rabbit
Yeah,
traps.
just-
that you don't joke around with that.
uh-huh.
That would take off
The-
fingers, probably.
Yeah, like thinking where the traps in the original Home Alone are yeah, they're very disturbing when you think about it, but they're fairly clever and kind of funny that you can laugh at their pain. And then the second Home Alone is just too far, too violent. No one would survive that. And we're talking that level of traps here. That how many times does he get electrocuted? Yeah, at one point he has like a rabbit trap on each hand, 3 in his butt, and it's like I wouldn't be able to move after that. And he gets, thrown across the room and hits a wall like 5 times. And just maybe that would work in like animation where they're kind of rubbery and Looney Tunes can survive how many explosions. But when it's happening to a guy, I'm like, oh, that I don't know about that. But
And just since like Donald was one of the best things about it, it's like I don't really want to see him
don't torture him,
get
please.
beat up.
Uh-huh. I was fine with him beating up the rabbits because, they kind of deserved it. They were being jerks. That they try so hard to paint him as a jerk, but he's so enjoyable. Just when they're trying to show you, he's psychotic, but he's so funny that it really is like you take his General Hux character from Star Wars and just, he wants to kill these rabbits just to achieve his goal of owning his own toy store. I just find that concept hilarious. But yeah. Anything else I'm forgetting? The gag with the birds got really old, I thought. It was old the first time. The movie opens with it. Whenever these birds sing, it doesn't look right. Their lips don't match their mouth movements.
Because they don't have lips.
Their lips don't match their mouth. Their words don't match their lips. That's where I was going with that. Yeah, they're beak lips. Birds have beak lips, right? With their flying wings. Write that down in the journal. That was one of the best jokes for me. Is just Mr. McGregor's reaction to the birds. Just, ooh, a bird. Oh man, I just wanted this to be a Thomas McGregor movie. I can't stop going on about that. He was the best thing.
And yeah, just because parts of it almost just felt like a fun, quirky romantic comedy with him and the woman neighbor.
uh-huh.
But then just you had the rabbits.
The rabbits
popping
kept
in
jumping in
and doing dumb hijinks.
doing
and
their little commentary and whatever. But yeah, overall, this one's fine for the kids, and I do have to end up giving it a recommendation because Donald Gleason steals this entire movie. I will rewatch this one multiple times for him because he is awesome. But yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
I was going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I was probably
Where are
going
we
to give
going?
it a 6.5 just since I think that was what I gave Jumanji, and this one I enjoyed it more than Jumanji, but then there were certain things I hated a lot more than Jumanji too. So
I
anything
laughed
higher or
so
lower.
many times in this movie, so yeah, that helps.
It just
give
I
a
have to
pass.
find some kind of middle point between the stuff I really liked and the stuff that made me want to kill something.
For every laugh, there was a legitimate just cringe. But yeah, fine for kids. Yeah, they'll have a lot of fun with it. So
Yeah, and then when we left the theater, it was a late night, and we were afraid the weather was going to be bad. But then
yeah, they were calling
was-
for like 4 inches of snow, maybe.
instead we just kind of got a light, happy snow that we just
It was the perfect snow, really.
walk out, and it's softest thing you've ever seen.
Just gently coming down. It was so cold, but I wanted to just take a casual stroll in the snow. But it was cold, so we didn't.
Nope.
Just one thing that really helped me have fun with this movie, we had the entire theater to ourselves. That we were hoping for that if we went to a late night 9 o'clock show, that most of the families would have gone to the earlier one, and they did. So yeah, that was more fun. We got to be a little more rowdy and got to yell, got to laugh, got to cry. We cried a lot. We cried so much. Oh, no. Again, if you watch the trailers and you didn't care for the trailers, the worst parts were probably in the trailers. That they left out a lot of the best moments. And I have to give them credit that one thing that helped me or helped win me over a little bit when they do the little animated segments with more in the vein of the original Peter Rabbit illustrations, that kind of stuff helped bring the charm levels up a little bit. But then, yeah, every time they do that, then poof, it would be gone because Peter Rabbit would be dancing for the camera and mugging and
at the end they had to have a dance/rap segment, and it was just like, no.
In the middle of the movie, there was a dance/rap segment too, and an exclusive Peter Rabbit rap, yo, and just it's Peter Rabbit. It's Peter Rabbit. It's Peter Rabbit. It's Peter Rabbit. Okay, maybe we need to wrap it up for Emmett's sanity.
Okay. Well, see ya. Emmett's got a gun.